also a physician. Congressman, no matter what happens on Thursday, you want this health care law killed completely. Why?
Well, Cheryl, it's probably, Orrin Hatch, Senator Hatch said this a year and a half ago, the worst piece of legislation enacted in our lifetime. And I think we've got to strike it down and start over again. But quite honestly, the Supremes have three options. They can strike the law down in its entirety. I think the chances of that happening about 20%. They can leave it stand. I think the chance of that happening about 15%. Or they can strike down just the individual mandate. Chance of that about 65%. And quite frankly, I think that'll be a 7-2 vote in favor of striking down the individual mandate.
Okay, I want to get to something in particular here. You have been leading a fight against the AARP. You contend that they sold out their members who polling showed did not support Obamacare. You say that the AARP sold them out. Why are you targeting in particular AARP and their lobbying efforts in Washington versus maybe, targeting the health care law, which you say, again, you want to kill? Why not go that route?
Well, Cheryl, they represent 37 million seniors, including yours truly. And when 14-1 are calling to the AARP and saying, hey, look, we don't want this. We're opposed to this. And then for AARP to go to the White House and to, in collusion with the president and his team, to not only come out verbally in support, but to actively engage in politicking advocacy on behalf of the passage of Obamacare, I think they violate their 501c3 or 4 status, their tax-exempt status. Okay. And that's my only beef with them.
That they went against
about what your members want.
Okay, listen to the members, fair enough. And Obamacare would cut $500 billion off of Medicare. We did reach out to AARP. I do want to put their response up to our viewers to show them what they had to say. AARP said, we just received the letter and hope to respond in the next day or two. This is the letter from you and your fellow Washingtonians. He said, AARP engages in normal lobbying activity. Our actions were not directed by the White House in any way, shape, or form. And Senator Coburn is with you on this, Senator Barrasso. So obviously there's a powerful group here that are very angry at AARP. But why not go against the drug lobbyist? I mean, you're a physician. You know what drugs cost in this country, in particular for some of the more fatal diseases. Why not go after the drug lobbyists that 3 years ago were in Washington making sure that cost controls were not put in, which they weren't?
Well, Cheryl, because first of all, they are a for-profit industry. Big Pharma represents all these pharmaceutical companies, and they are indeed for-profit. They can do whatever they want to in regard to cutting deals with the White House. And, the deal that they cut was to agree to put $80 billion into trying to eliminate the donut hole. Well, in return, they got a promise from the Obama administration that there would be no drug reimportation of less expensive drugs from other countries so that our seniors could buy drugs cheaper, and also that under Medicare there would be no drug price controls. So, they got their deal, the government got their deal, that is, Big Pharma supporting that. So, that deal's done. I'm not worried about them one way or the other.
Well, Congressman, I've only got 10 seconds with you, but look, there were some doctors that were at the Supreme Court today. They want some of that law repealed, but not all of it. There is a certain disagreement among you and your fellow doctors. What do you think happens? Give me the headline.
There's no disagreement among the 21 members of the House GOP, Doctors Caucus, and the 4 physicians in the Senate. We're all on the same page. We want this bill struck down in its entirety, a clean slate of paper, and start over for the American people.
Congressman Phil Gingrey, we're certainly going to have you back. Congressman, thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
How will the markets react when the Supreme Court finally